Well, hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back, and oh man, in the land of grills, yes we are. And we're going to be reviewing a new grill today. This is from Slow & Sear, and you've seen me do on the Slow & Sear 22-inch kettle. Well, now they've got an 18-inch portable grill, and it's called the Slow & Sear Travel Kettle Grill, and it's an 18-inch, folks. And we're going to tear this thing apart. We're going to be looking at a lot of the features. This thing's got a lot going on for a portable kettle grill, folks. And you know, it wouldn't be fair because a lot of you in the back of your mind go and say, hey, how does this compare to that thing down there? Well, we are going to do a comparison between that and that, and obviously that's my that's my Jumbo Joe from Weber that's been modified. But you know what? We're just going to do a comparison. We're going to dig into this first. I'm going to show you some of the easy steps for putting it together. It goes together super simple. And then we'll take a look at some pricing and what this costs compared to that. And then we'll do, you know, side-by-side comparison, folks. Gonna be a good one. All right, folks, we're gonna do the review in the house, in the kitchen, actually. A little chilly out there today. So, you know, one of the first things I was thinking about, I've got two short clips on assembly of that, but I think the first thing we gotta do is we gotta take a look at the price. And we gotta compare it price-wise and price alone between that, because they are somewhat, they're both 18-inch, they're both portable. Is there a lot of differences? Yeah, we're going to look into those differences, but everybody's always asked, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price? So let's get to it. All right, so right now, this is the 2nd of January, 2022, and the Slow & Sear Travel Grill is without any of the accessories, folks, without the Slow & Sear charcoal basket, which they highly recommend, is $160. All right, and there's the Weber Jumbo Joe. Well, that's the Tom Horsman modified one. That one right there, that's priceless. But let's take a look. This is on Amazon. Remember, 2nd of January, 22, and right now it's $75. All right, there's a couple things going on the Weber right off the bat there. You're going to ask, you know, about the handles, the cooler to touch handles that I installed, the temp gauge that we installed. We did some things on the inside too to make it cook so we could do indirect cooking on it. You know, a lot of people ask me, I actually have had people say, hey, if I brought it to you, would you do the mods to them? And I just don't have the time for that. But all those mods are incorporated on this grill, and better, because this ash sweep on the bottom, and we're going to take a closer look at it. That is pretty cool. It's got the cool to touch daisy wheel right there. You don't need to put anything on there. And guess what? It's got a temp gauge where a temp gauge should be. So let's go a little bit deeper into the size and into the inside. I just switched the lids around, and as you can see, the outside dimensions are, that's the Jumbo Joe lid sitting on the SNS Grills. So as far as size is concerned, yeah, they're both the same. All right, SNS Grills has a lid holder. So does the Weber. All right, so on the Traveler, you've got the stainless steel grate. This is called the Easy Spin, so you can spin it from hot to cold. It works pretty nice. But what I really like about it is when you're doing indirect, they've got this flip-up grate on here, and it's not on the Webers. You can buy them, but they're really small. And with the Slow & Sear, I mean, if you're using a charcoal basket, that charcoal basket, you can get to it if you got to add more charcoal, if you want to rake it around and get the ash down below. But the standard on the Jumbo Joe, and remember, this is not an extra with the Traveler. The standard on the Jumbo Joe is just a regular grate. Nothing flips up. I believe it may be stainless steel. So I've got the drip tray here. Obviously, this is an optional. This is stainless steel. I really like it because it fits. This will also fit in the Jumbo Joe too. So if you're already, you know, saying, I really like the Jumbo Joe, but if you want to supercharge your Jumbo Joe, go over to the SNS Grills. And then here's their charcoal basket. I really like this design on here because they've incorporated some very large slots down in there, so you don't have to worry about the ash bridging. But you know what? We got to try it out first to prove that that's true. Now, I'm not sure what metal this is made out of. This is stainless steel or not. It doesn't really say in the description. All right, let's talk charcoal grate. So here's the Weber one, and it is definitely smaller than the SNS Grill one. All right, so to talk about the charcoal grate on the SNS, it is porcelain coated enamel. So, you know, one of the first things that usually starts to rust on a Weber kettle is your charcoal grate. This will not, because it's got the same coating that the lid and the bowl have. So I really like that. All right, here's what I call a game changer to have a portable charcoal grill that has an ash sweep like this. I mean, that's impressive. That is stainless steel, folks, and it goes. The slots go up higher, so you won't have to worry about any bridging of ash or anything like that. And then easy clean like that. I'll tell you what, that is. I like that. I like that a lot. And there's your vents, and also where the ash goes down into your ashtray on the Jumbo Joe. And obviously the big difference with the SNS, when it comes to low and slow, the SNS is obviously going to do a lot better than the Jumbo Joe. All right, and there's the ashtray for the Traveler from SNS Grills, and it is a fair amount heavier than this. I've actually had these blow around in the wind a little bit sometimes from the Weber, but other than that, you can see the SNS is just a little bit bigger, and it's also thicker gauge metal. All right, so there's the probe port hole on the SNS, and it has a smoke hole. You can see it down there, and it opens from the outside, just like that, and that allows you to get, these I think were originally made for thermostatically controlled blowers. But I think a lot of guys just like, sometimes if you're really low and slow, to close that down and just leave that open, and it gives just the right amount of oxygen. The probe port, obviously, both those items aren't available on a Weber unless you have something from Tom Horsman. And yeah, Tom Horsman's does, but that was a mod that I did. I can't remember, a guy named Lewis, I think, sent this to me. And actually, I like the little slot there because you can put your wire through there. So Dave Parrish at SNS Grills, that's kind of like that. It's a cool idea. So both the SNS and the Jumbo Joe have 3 legs. They're both removable. Come off pretty easily off the Jumbo Joe there, and it comes off pretty easily off the Traveler here. I did notice that the ones on the Traveler are a little bit thicker gauge metal as opposed to the as opposed to the Jumbo Joe. Well, you can see for yourself, lid height, they appear to be almost identical. All right, that's your configuration for low and slow. You got your charcoal over there, you got the dripping griddle over here. Same thing with the Jumbo Joe, but remember, these are slow and steer products. So even if you're getting the Jumbo Joe, folks, you might want to consider, if you want to do some low and slow on your Jumbo Joe, go to SNS Grills and they can set you up. All right, so there it is, ready to be carried away. Same thing with the Jumbo Joe. Next question is going to be, Tom, which one would you recommend? And let's answer that. All right, which one would I choose? Which one would you choose? I'll tell you what, leave that down in the comments and why. I'll tell you what, folks, I've thought about this. I've had this grill for well over a week now, and I've been thinking about this video for a while now. So if you're getting this because you want a bigger grill other than a Smoky Joe for traveling, so you have more grill space so you can do dogs and burgers and steak or something like that, and low and slow is something, you'll go to Tom Horsman on YouTube to learn how to do mods and maybe buy some of the SNS, stuff to put on the inside so you can do low and slow. I'd go right there, But if I'm the type that needs to do both, and I'm serious about low and slow, the way the ash works on the bottom and those vents and that ash sweep right there, game changer as far as low and slow is concerned. This grill can do both. This is going to do the hot and fast. It's going to struggle a little bit on low and slow. If it's all about price, well, right there. Quality and the ability to do both low and slow, hot and fast, right there. So that's my choice right now, is I would probably choose that because it can do both as opposed to that. Doesn't mean that doesn't work though. Like I said, which one would you choose? Tom Horsman at YouTube. Thumbs up, leave a comment. Hey, and I've got 2 short clips after this if you're curious about installation and putting it together, and you can just watch those. Otherwise, folks, I can't say it enough. I appreciate you watching. All right, really not much to the assembly of the Slow and Steer Travel Kettle Grill, folks. You can see I'm doing it. I got this big workbench down in the basement and a workbench out in the shop in the garage. And here I am in the kitchen putting this thing together. Oh, I hope my wife doesn't see this. So a lot of people always ask me, what I use to keep my grills nice and shiny. And before I put this thing together, I shined it up already. And this is what I use. Burn around. It's American made gel gloss. And this stuff, it cuts through grease and it polishes. And I use this on every single one of my grills. And we'll continue on. Hey, maybe I'll show you a couple little things as we assemble, but there ain't a whole lot to it. I love the fact that they have this blister pack that is well numbered, and everything is just laid out really nicely. And the stainless steel on this thing, stainless steel legs, you got the stainless steel grill grate there. Everything is very, very, very well made. Especially even the ash catch. Look at this thing on the kitchen. This thing is solid. I mean, holy cow, that will never bend. That'll last forever. So, and you know what? And yeah, that's something you don't have on a grill this size. Is you got your ash sweep, which is got 5 holes in there, so you got good ventilation. All right, let's let's get her together. One of the greatest things about putting your own grill together is you get to see all the features that it has. And this one is really kind of cool because the legs, really, if you're looking to be portable here, and they're obviously SNS is saying it's a portable grill, they've got the legs are mounted not on the inside of the grill, but on the outside of the grill, and they're on with wing nuts. So if you really truly wanted to take the legs off and make this even more portable, it's just 3 wing nuts came off, and then this, and this nut right here, you could leave on and just fold the legs up, and you're good. You're talking about portable. That's really portable then. All right, ash sweep. There isn't another portable charcoal grill like this, and this is stainless steel. This ash sweep, and if you see the triangle there, it's super simple to put on. I've done the Weber ones before, and they're kind of a pain in the butt. That points forward, and then on the bottom side, you're just threading it through here, and then turning the handle, and it locks it into place. It took less than 30 seconds. That's nice. That's nice for a portable charcoal grill, folks.